I guess no introduction needed. The GOAT when it comes to options trading, but it's much more than options trading, right? I don't trust somebody just with a skill set. I trust a person with a mindset and has taken the time to develop. Hold on, turn it down just for a little bit. We might have to start it over. I wanna hear myself talk just for a second. All right. But this guy, I've seen him work on his craft and work on his mindset and get mentored and pay a lot of money to get mentored. We were in a very, very high paying mentorship together. We both had spent, it was really $150,000 mentorship that we are a part of. We got in both on a scholarship for $55,000, but believe me, we had to pay the rest of that $100,000. But we both, for being around each other, for being in rooms like this, we learned so much together that we've made a lot of money together. See, a lot of times you look up to the mentor to help you when the person who's going to help you is to your left and your right. Just do me a favor, look to your left and your right really quick. And I want you to recognize with new awareness that this is the person that will help you along your journey for wealth creation. So go ahead and look to your neighbor and say, neighbor? I didn't think y'all was going to actually do it. All right, with that being said, we're going to bring up the one and the only Mr. Wasi from Options Typers to the stage. Look at that Nigerian shit. This is my Nigerian brother.
All right. How's everybody doing? Cool. So, who in here doesn't know who I am? Can you raise your hand? Okay, a couple people. Cool. That is powerful. Yeah, you're right. Cool. All right, so I'll for those of you guys that don't know who I am, I'll give you guys a short, story as far as the origin of why I'm here, right? So my name is Wasi. I have my business partner who's in Jamaica. You know what? Let me try to give him a call. Let's see. If he doesn't pick up, guys, yeah. Let's see. See, I contemplated doing this because I was like, I don't know if he's gonna pick up or not. So let's see. He is. He definitely is. Cool, let's see. Oh. You know what? I ended before they picked up. Hold on, let me call again. I lost hope. Let's take you. Yo!
What's good?
You got anything special you wanted to? By the way, I didn't tell them how big your head is. So you got a few words you want to share with everybody?
Where's the shit on the spot after breakfast?
You didn't text me back. I was asking if you wanted to say something.
I do. Okay, here's my word to share with you guys. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
Okay, here's our tip. Okay, if you want to eat food, if you're looking for the food, where do you guys go? You go to the food market. Okay. If you want to buy a car, you go to the car market. If you want to make money, you have to go to the money market. Does anybody know what the money market is in the United States?
Options.
They said stop. Go ahead.
That's right. It's a stock market. Anything that you're not doing, at least put money in the stock market because that's where money is transacted and moved every single day. $380 trillion with a T moved to the market last year. I'm sure you can make $500,000 and skate easy.
Sounds good. That's a great word of advice, bro. But listen, since you're in Jamaica, I'm not gonna allow you to take my spotlight today. All right, bro?
All right, bro. You guys have fun.
Excellent, excellent. You guys saw how big his head is in that screen. It couldn't even fit. It couldn't even fit. Listen. So that's my partner, Josh. He's in Jamaica right now. He's actually married to my sister, so he's also my brother-in-law, unfortunately. Okay. But anywho, so I wanted to give you guys just kind of an overview of essentially how we became who we are in as far as helping people, right? So Option Snipers, we began, I think, around 2018, 2019. And a lot of what we were doing at the time was essentially trading in the markets every single day between 8 a.m. and 4 p.m. every day, at least for almost a year, every single day, right? And so what we started to discover was that there are patterns in the market that allowed us to be confident in our ability to become day traders, okay? And so a lot of times what people come up with when they think about the stock market, right? They come up with one word, okay? And that word starts with the R, right? The idea of getting into the stock market is what? Risky, risky. Now, why is it risky? That's the question we have to ask ourselves, right? I want you guys to write this down. The acronym for risk. I want you to write risk, okay? And then pretty much put the R at the top, I underneath that, the S, and then the K, right? All right? Now, the R in risk, right? The R is running, okay? So I said type. Go ahead and write running, okay? Now, the I is into, INTO. Then the S is situations, okay? And then the K is knowledgeless. Knowledgeless, all right? So I want you guys on the count of 3 to read what you just wrote, okay? 1, 2, 3. Running into situations knowledgeless. That is what we believe risk is, okay? Now, if we have knowledge, then it could potentially be a calculated risk. Do we agree? Yes. Okay, great. So, would we agree that running into situations knowledgeless is going to get us into a situation where we are no longer confident in what we're doing? Yes. Right? Yes. Okay. Driving a motor vehicle is risky. Why is it something that we do every day? It's the education, correct? Some of us, hopefully, went to driving school, okay? All right? Most of us went to driving school and we got the necessary education in order for us to drive successfully on the road, right? Everybody here invested in themselves into this mastermind. People would at one point think that it's risky in order to leverage money to have a new skill set or get to another level in their finances, but you guys have done so. Why? Because you guys are receiving the knowledge on how to do so. Now it's not seen risky, right? So in the markets, I did some pretty risky stuff early on, okay? God saved me though, because I was still able to be profitable, right? Without the knowledge, right? But the idea as far as being profitable is going to have to come from knowledge. I started off trading penny stocks, okay? And with penny stocks, really all you're really doing is identifying a stock that is currently pretty much going to the upside with a lot of volume and essentially just throwing money at it and riding the wave, okay? That is not the way you're going to trade, okay? Let's all shake our head and say, I'm not doing that. Let's do that, okay? Marvin's in the room, so I have to be accountable, all right? We are not doing that, okay? Now, what we are doing is taking calculated approaches to our trading, okay? But that only can exist if we are confident in our ability to do anything, okay? I love how Marvin talked about the idea of not only just being a trader, but also having the mindset that is required in order to be one. A lot of people think that all you really need is just a strategy, right? A strategy. I just need this strategy. I just need this tactic. That alone is not going to suffice in order for us to be successful in the market, all right? Prior to COVID, the Black American household accounted for 1% of the stock market. 1% of African American households prior to COVID owned a stock. Okay? Obviously, that number has changed drastically because of what? Education and information. As a result of us seeing that money is flowing and moving in different markets, that allowed our community to be able to access this information so that we could also become profitable, okay? So, but here's the deal. Becoming a trader is really going to expose who you really are. Who can attest to that? How many traders in here can attest to trading showing you who you really are? Now, so what that would essentially mean is that our success is determined on becoming the person we need to be. Okay? A lot of times when people think about trading, they think about the idea of just kind of getting rich quick. Okay? And here's the problem with that. The confidence in making money is really what your cash flow is. It's not the one hit quit, right? It's not the, one size all, as far as, getting into the market and making a lot of money. It's not just a one day scenario, right? It's something that has to be consistent. Can we all agree that we're spending money every single day? Yes. Right? We get into potentially a situation where we have a flat tire, right? Or there's a medical emergency in our lives, and there's something that we need to attend to right when, right now, okay? And what we believe within Option Snipers is that becoming a trader allows you to now have the identity of somebody that can answer problems when? Now. When? Now. So when is the time to become a trader if we always have certain scenarios where we have some miscellaneous expenses that occur, right? Now is the time that we need to have this access to this information, okay? Now, the idea of being a trader is becoming someone who is, and write this down, an unmovable monument of momentous multiplication, okay? And the idea of becoming a trader is becoming someone who is a unmovable monument of momentous multiplication, okay? We have to become people that are unrattled when we see certain scenarios occur in our lives, right? Now, think of a monument, right? Think of a monument. What are some of the qualities that we see in a monument? One of the things I see, okay, is that there's no shaking, right? Somebody say no shaking. No shaking. Now, I'm Nigerian, and that's essentially a slang to say that nothing moves me, nothing gets me bothered, nothing gets me rattled. Okay, so if we look at a monument, it's firmly rooted, right? It stays in its place. There's no type of wind that's going to allow it to ever shake, right? So that's who we need to become as far as a trader, right? Which is an unmovable monument of momentous multiplication, right? What's another thing we know about a monument? Is that it has history, right? So your history has to speak for itself. Who you are and your consistency is your history, right? We are a combination of all the decisions that we make on a day-to-day basis, right? So becoming someone who's unmovable, you have to be confident in your decision making, okay? Being confident in your decision making, right? And then the last thing as far as the monument is concerned is standing tall, okay? Standing tall. Again, another idea of being confident. Nothing breaking your back, nothing getting in your way from getting to your goal, okay? So Marvin talked about how we joined a mentorship together, right? And my mentor is Myron Golden. Does anybody here know who Myron Golden is? Cool. Yeah, so you guys are already money multipliers, right? And the reason why I say that is because as I joined that mentorship, you guys have obviously joined here as wealth creators, right? And the idea is to invest in yourself in order to multiply who you are. Not even just the money that you make, multiplying who you are. How many people can attest that becoming a wealth creator allowed them to multiply who they are? Yes. Raise your hand. Excellent. So the idea about leveraging money to change who you are essentially allows you to know that it's really going to be the confidence that you have in yourself to get the results you're looking for in life. Does everybody agree?
Yes.
Great. Now, here's another thing. I'm going to give you guys a lot of things to write down, all right? Here we go. Here's the problem with why a lot of people don't get to where they want to go. You guys want to know? Many people are intimate with their inertia more than they are mindful of their momentum. Okay, I'm going to say that again. More people are intimate with their inertia than they are mindful of their momentum. Now, what does that mean? Obviously, we have the understanding that inertia is essentially the opposite of momentum, right? So what's inertia in our lives? Inertia in our lives is the excuses we give ourselves as far as why we aren't where we're supposed to be or where we feel we're supposed to be in life, okay? A lot of us go to sleep with our inertia, okay? We wake up to our inertia, we have food with our inertia, we take a shower with our inertia, and then we wonder why we're not living a momentous life, right? So I'm going to give you guys an exercise here. Everybody at your tables, what I want you guys to do is this. Go ahead and evaluate your number one goal, and then have the understanding of what you would believe your perspective is as far as why you haven't hit that goal yet. I want everybody to do that. We're going to take a couple minutes to do that, okay? So evaluate your number one goal, and then the first thought in your mind as far as why you haven't hit that goal yet, write that down. So evaluate your number one goal in life right this moment, right? Because here's the deal. Today, we are younger than we'll ever be again, okay? Does everybody understand that? Today is the day, right? So what is our number one goal today, right? And then evaluate the first thing that comes to mind as far as why you haven't hit that goal yet. Go ahead and write that down, okay? And I'll give you guys a couple minutes. Today, we're going to get very, very, again, intimate with what we want out of our lives and how we're going to go about doing it, right? Because a lot of times you guys potentially come to meetings like this and you guys hear somebody at the front talk to you guys and give a lot of, motivation, right? Today we're going to be talking about how exactly we're going to get to where we have to go, right? So I'm going to go one by one to each table and ask for what you guys wrote down, all right? Is that cool? Is everybody ready? Is everybody good? Everybody has their number one excuse? That's what we're calling this right now. We're evaluating our number one goal and think to yourself, the very first thing that comes to mind, write that down. Okay? So evaluate your number one goal in life. Then immediately after you write that down, think about the one excuse or the one main reason why you haven't hit that goal yet. Okay? I'll go ahead. Let's go ahead, Shayna.
So you said one thing, I always gotta give two.
Sure.
Mine is consistency and patience.
Consistency and patience. Okay. Cool. What about at this table here? Somebody shout something out to me. Go ahead.
News gonna point at me. I put down being seen.
Okay.
And then I put down worrying about what people think and losing relationships close to me.
Can anybody relate to that? Yeah. Put your hands up if anybody can relate to that. Yeah? Okay. What do we have over here? Too comfortable. Okay. Does anyone else here get comfortable, too comfortable to get to their goals? How about over here? Procrastination. What's some other things?
I put
Trying to be prepared. Peace.
Physical, mental, spiritual peace.
Yeah.
And my problem is I allow too many other people's inertia to overpower what I desire.
That's a good one. We got to clap on that one, guys. That's a good one. Thanks so much, Coach Moses. How about over here? What do we got? What's up, Doc? Talk to me.
biggest reason is not staying in my zone.
Yeah.
Where the transactions can happen. So not being consistent, putting my offers out, you know what I mean, and being known.
Okay.
And who I can serve.
Got you. Good stuff. How about over here? What's one of our go?
Focus.
Lack of focus. We're going to talk about focus. Go ahead.
I keep slowing down my own momentum. I stop for a while, and then it takes me too long to get back into it. When I get into the flow, I'm flowing, and then I stop, and I just kind of relax for a while, and I'm like, oh, I got to get back into it. And it takes me a minute to get back into it.
Yeah. So what we would have to identify then is why are we in a situation when we stop where it's hard to get back up, right? So we're going to have to evaluate that. What's over here?
Too many projects.
Too many projects. We're talking a lot about focus here. Yeah, we're going to talk about focus. How about over here?
Not having the right mindset.
Yeah,
To be successful in what you want.
I love that. I love that. We're going to talk a lot about that here, right? So what I believe is that, and you guys can write this down again. We got a lot of things we got to write down, okay? Here's the deal. And I want to make sure I get this right so that you guys could take this away, okay? So here's the deal. Everybody is successful in whatever they've created their environment to allow into existence. I'm going to say that again. Everyone is successful in whatever it is they've created their environment to allow into existence. So if I can translate that to be a little bit simpler, what that essentially means is that wherever we are in our lives right this very moment, our mental environment is what created that to exist. So a lot of us are feeling like there's things missing in our lives or there's goals that we're looking to attain. We first have to identify our mental environment. What are the things we are saying yes to? What are the things we're saying no to? What are the things we are focusing on, right? We talked here a little bit here about focus, right? Here's the interesting thing about focus. Is anybody here a photographer or a camera person? Okay, great. Just a photographer. Okay, great. So here's the idea, right? I have the lens focusing in on me right now, okay? Now, with focus requires a removal of things that are not necessary, okay? So a lot of us think that in order to focus, we need to add things. The interesting thing about focus is that if we can simply remove everything that is not necessary, we can get a lot closer to accomplishing what we need to accomplish, okay? So when the lens focuses on me right now, it's removing this side of the room to an extent, it's removing that side of the room to an extent, and it's focusing on everything about me right now, okay? That's a little nerve-wracking, but that's essentially what's happening in real time, right? So if we switch our minds about focusing, what we can really do is just simply remove things that are not in our favor, okay? A lot of us potentially deal with worry, anxiety, things like that. And these things potentially could occur as a result of becoming a trader, right? But the interesting thing about worry is that it doesn't get us to where we have to go. So we have to remove it, okay? My mentor says that worry is brain dirt, okay? Worry is brain dirt. And literally, that statement is so simple, but when you picture the idea of when you're currently worrying about something, and then you just think about the dirt in your mind, immediately I just think about just sweeping it out. So immediately when you start to worry about a scenario, just visualize just dirt bringing your brain, because it's not producing anything for you, right? So if you just simply just sweep it out and remove it from whatever it is you got going on, you should get the results you're looking for, okay? So,
are you a fighter? Talking to Muhammad Ali type. Listen, he said something that's key. If my mind can perceive it and my heart can conceive it, then my hands can achieve it. Have you ever felt that you're fighting to get ahead, but you're still trying to figure out how to make money without trading a ton of your time so you can have that time to spend with your family and things you really enjoy? That's what trading is all about. Listen, me and over 3,300 students have been able to learn the key to financial freedom by leveraging trading to make hundreds of thousands of dollars in minutes. Whether you're a beginner, you don't have a ton of time, whether you're a busy professional or a CEO, this is a skill that can literally free your time and increase your income. So in this 5-day training, we're gonna be giving you a lot of things that you're gonna need to succeed. Wasi, what we giving them?
listen, we're taking everybody out of the guessing game in the stock market. It's time to no longer guess. We are having confidence in the markets, all right? We're gonna be learning everything we need to know about the mindset of a millionaire trader, okay? The emotional management of an emotional trader. trader. Obviously, we're talking about risk management as well, getting into trades, getting out of them, and protecting our profits, all right? That's everything you guys need to learn, and we're gonna be going over all of this over the course of 5 days, only 1 hour a day, and we want to see you there. So what else, Josh? Is that it?
Listen, not only them, we want to see your family members there,
That's
your friends
true.
there. Bring everybody that you care about to learn about this, because there's very few times in our generation where there's something that actually works and people that are actually willing to teach it to you.
Absolutely.
That's us. So if you're ready for a life change and a life transformation, you need to click the link below, get your ticket to the challenge. There's 3 levels you can purchase, but you're a VIP. I want to see you on the VIP side. We're going to answer all your questions and show you how to make money. And here's my guarantee to you. If you don't get at least 10 times the value of what you purchased, I will refund you on day 1. After the first day of the challenge, if you feel like you haven't got the value and you're not pumped up for day 2, email me and I'll give you a refund, because I'm here to change your life. Mine has already changed forever. I'd like to share that gift with you. See you on the other side.
Let's get it. Creating a mental environment means that you're saying yes to things and you're saying no to other things. Do we agree with that? Yes. Excellent. Now, here's something else to write down. All right, this is what I discovered. Okay? You guys ready? You mind coming up here for a second? The feeling of you're never is stronger than your feeling of you're always. Okay? So, the reason why that is because the feeling of you're never is closely rooted to your identity, right? It's closely rooted to who you are, right? Now, your always is rooted into something outside of you, who you aspire to become. I'm going to give you guys a trick here. In order to become who you want to become, you're going to have to change your never statements. Okay? Change your never statements. There's some people that say things like, I would never spend that on a mastermind. What result do they get? Never receiving the benefits of what you guys have received. So many benefits as a result of being a part of this mastermind. There are people in your family that potentially ridiculed you for even joining this mastermind. Now, those are the same people that are calling you for information, right? The same people calling you for money, the same people waking you up. So, Marcel, I brought you up here so I can ask you a simple question, right? You've obviously become a trader with us, right? Through the Wealth Creators. And so, let me ask you a question. What's something that you would say that is a part of your never statements now as a result of being a trader, right? Something that you would say, okay, because for the most part, we talked a bit, right? And we talked about how your journey is a bit different now that every single day you're looking at the markets, right? So the never statement for Marcel would potentially be, I'm never going to spend a week not watching the markets. That's his never statement. Now, did you own that never statement before trading with us?
No.
No, right? Why? Because of the information.
Correct.
Right? So tell the people a little bit about how your journey has transformed as a result of being a trader.
All right, my journey, I got started in August. I took my first trade in August. My journey has been going, I would say it's okay. Some people say it's better. I got my first payout in January right now. At the moment, I currently got 18 PL accounts. I think the max that we can have is 20, so I'm at 18. The journey is going, like you said, I'm in that market every single day.
Yeah.
I mean, when it starts today at 6, I'm gonna be right there in that computer just watching. I mean, I'm studying it every single day. I'm in love with the market. I'm just want to continue to be successful in it and want to be a successful 7-figure trader potentially.
Good stuff, good stuff. Let's talk about Marcel, guys. Now, good stuff. So, for most people, having the idea of consistency just in life, right, can sometimes be a problem. Now, the never statement Marcel uses that I am never going to go a week without looking, dissecting, and executing in the markets. If all you do is change your never statement, right, that's how you're going to become profitable. That's how you're going to get the results you're looking for in life, okay? Because think about it. When you say like something like, if you want to make a change and you say, I'm always going to do this, how often do we always do that thing? Often never, right? But most times when we say we're never going to do something, think of how strong that is, right? So now that's our superpower. If I can now change my never statements and I can simply say, okay, well, I'm never going to decide to be anxious, right? Now, the idea of that is to say, I'm evaluating my anxiety and I'm doing something about it. A lot of people just kind of stay dormant, right? Think about the idea of, waking up on a Monday morning. Most people don't like waking up on Mondays, right? Most people don't like waking up. Now, let me tell you why most of us don't like waking up on Mondays. It's specifically because the alarm goes off, right? And we're laying in bed. And what happens when we lay in bed? We open our eyes and immediately we start to envision everything that's going to go about on our day, right? For most people, that consists of waking up, taking a shower, getting in the car, right? Getting into traffic, clocking into our job, potentially, okay? Servicing, doing a job that maybe we don't like at the time, okay? Being bossed around by a manager that you don't like. And now, before you even got out of bed, you don't even want to enter into the world, right? Does anybody relate to that? Right? Does anybody relate to that? That's the reason, right? That's the reason why we don't want to wake up on Mondays. That's the reason why we don't want to go about our next day. So what we have to do then is we have to do something about it. Somebody say, I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to do something about it. One more time. I'm going to do something about it. That's good. That's good. It's something about that third time when you repeat something that really hits you, right? So if we just think about it. Think about it this way, right? We have potentially. Let's take. Give me a multi-millionaire that you guys know. Doc Reed. I love that. Let's clap it up for that. I love that. I love that. I love that. Okay, let's take Jeff Bezos for an example. Let's imagine that he completely loses Amazon, right? He completely loses his business and everything like that. Now, he starts from zero, but he still has the knowledge and information that allowed him to get to where he's going, right? Let's identify his never statements. Do we believe his never statements, even at zero, would be the same as somebody who's potentially struggling and essentially just trying to get through life? Do we believe they have the same statements? No. But they have the same money. Think about that. At that point at zero, they have the same money. Now, by the time, let's say, how long do we give Jeff Bezos to get back to $1 million? Maybe under a year, maybe, right? A month. We got less than 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks. Now, why do we believe that it would take that short of a time?
Because of the integrity that he's had and the people that knows him, they will immediately invest right back into him. He can raise up money in 24 hours.
Great.
And he has the knowledge.
And then Elon Musk too is connected.
Yeah. So we said network. What else?
Knowledge and relationship.
And relationship. He's already done it. He's already done it. Rinse and repeat. Rinse and repeat. Now, everybody here, what did I say earlier? Everyone here is successful in whatever environment they've allowed into existence. So we said something very key here. We said rinse and repeat. A lot of us are already doing successful things in our lives, but we're not rinse and repeating them. We have to get in a scenario where we are confident in the abilities that we do have so that we can then exert feelings of confidence, thus having the result that we're looking for. Correct? Does everybody agree with that? Yes. So when we're thinking about change, someone said earlier, if you don't change, that's your choice, right? Something like that. Right? What you don't change, you choose. That was what it was. What you don't change, you choose. Okay? The easiest way to change your scenario is simply by identifying the type of individual you want to become and assuming that you are that person. Okay? Assuming that you are that person. And that is through your never statements. Okay? My mentor, he has a different level of his never statements, right? I remember there was a event that he was looking to go to, and we were driving together. And Myron said, I think I might miss this flight. And I was like, well, what are you gonna do, right? Because I was on my way to drop him off at the airport. And eventually he ended up missing the flight, right? They closed the doors right on him. And he said something very key when he got back in the car. He said, I will never fly commercial again. I would never fly commercial again, okay? Now, does Jeff Bezos fly commercial? No, Jeff Bezos doesn't fly commercial. Okay, does Elon Musk fly commercial? No, no. Okay, so now the result of making that sort of decision and working yourself to be able to afford yourself to get to that position, now he was forced with the reality of, I can't be this person anymore. I have to elevate, right? So now choosing to never be in a situation where the plane leaves you and now you're, all of your time allotment for whatever it is you're gonna do is messed up. Now he's thinking to himself, I have to fly private anytime I have to go to where I have to go to. And that essentially is what allowed him to continue to become successful in what he's doing, right? A lot of you guys think that success is a number. Success is not a number. Success is not a financial number. Success is being able to look in the mirror and say, I have a skill set that can address every situation that I incur in life. Okay? Marcel talked a little bit about a payout, right? Now, Marcel, what'd you do with that payout?
I gave it all away.
You gave it all away. Let's give it up for Marcel. He's so charitable, guys. I don't know why he didn't give his money to me, but God loves a cheerful giver, guys. God loves a cheerful giver. So, now, the day you received that payout, Marcel, let's say you weren't as cheerful as a giver as you are, right? I don't know if there's like a male equivalent to Mother Teresa, but that's fine. So, let's assume that you didn't give all your money away, right? Now, if you were to have gotten a flat tire on that day that you got that you got your payouts, right? How much would a flat tire be for you, like to replace it? For you guys, answer that. Anybody answer that? $300. Okay. Now, here's what ends up happening when we have something miscellaneous happen to us in our lives. We immediately get discouraged, right? Most of us. Because what? We have to grab from money that we've potentially already saved. Some of us may not even have that savings. In America, I think I saw a stat that said that 50% of Americans don't have $1,000 saved. Okay? $1,000 saved, right? So obviously that's where the discouragement is going to come from. But if you have a skill set that allows you to make money every single day, now even your emotional health is taking a toll when you don't have that skill set, right? Now, but when you do, you have a little bit more pep in your step. I can do this. I can get this money, okay? With the money that's being made in the markets, especially, let's say, on an average for our new students, most of our new students are averaging about $1,000 in a single day, okay? Have any of you guys that have traded with me have earned $1,000 in any of your accounts in a single day? Raise your hand. Whether that's with paper money or real money, it's still the same process, right? Trick of being a trader. That's the trick and that's how I got caught up, guys. Listen, my first big trade, I made $16,000, okay? I made $16,000 off my first big trade. I could never unsee that $16,000. It changed me. It made me realize that there are other ways that I can make money that don't rely on the things that I thought I needed to make money, right? And so having this skill set allows you to essentially view life completely differently. I'll even say this. So I had some prior engagements that I actually wasn't supposed to be in front of you guys today, by the way, okay? But some things changed. Some things changed, and literally last minute, I was free enough to come out here, right? My obligations had changed, right? Clap it up for that. Clap it up for that. So, yeah, absolutely. So, I hit up Marvin. I was like, Marvin, I can come through. He's like, all right, come. And I didn't know the location. I didn't know. All I knew was Cancun. That's all I knew. Because initially, like I said, I had the obligation, so I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to come. So I didn't even do enough digging to think about or to find out all the details. All I knew was Cancun. Somebody say, all I know is Cancun. All right? We're going to be knowing Vegas in May, right? Let's clap it up for Vegas, guys. I'm excited about Vegas. So what happened is, literally, the morning of my flight is when I purchased my flight. Okay? The morning of my flight is when I purchased my flight. And I told myself, I wrestled with it a little bit because I said, this wasn't, I don't have all the details. I don't even know where it's at. But the information that I did have, I worked on it. Okay? Let's say that together. The information I have, I work on it. What information I have? Cancun. Okay? Literally, I typed in the airport code CUN. I looked to see what flights were available. I saw the flight that I needed. I grabbed it and I went about my day. Okay? Now, what that's called for me is time freedom. Somebody say time freedom. Time freedom. Time freedom. Now, what that means to me is that gives me the ability to literally make decisions on the fly, even with the limited knowledge that I do have. Okay? A lot of you guys already have even a wealth of information that we're potentially not working on. And that's what we need to start doing. The information is there, right? The information is there, especially if we know and we have testimonies of how that information works, okay? A lot of people would potentially purchase a course, purchase a program, and then potentially blame the individual about maybe not receiving the results. The question we have to ask ourselves is, are we the ones that can become the people that work out the information for it to work for us? Okay? Somebody say, I'm a money multiplier. I'm a money multiplier. I'm a money multiplier. I'm a money multiplier. Y'all know by now we do it 3 times, right? I'm a money multiplier. I'm a money multiplier. I love that. I love that. Give me hands a clap. Give yourselves a round. That's amazing, guys. All right, so I have a few more things, guys. What we want to also do, what I've realized through my journey as a trader. This is everything I'm giving you guys is my journey as a trader, by the way. I know you guys want to hear about options trading, futures trading, making money and all that. These are the lessons that I learned in order to become successful, okay? Because there was a level of success that I attained, but I was not consistent, okay? There's levels of success that I attained in trading, but at the time was not consistent. What allowed me to be consistent is this, write this down. We need to change from being goal-oriented to consistency-oriented. Goal-oriented to consistency-oriented. Okay? Goal-oriented into being consistency-oriented. Now, the reason as to why we want to be consistency-oriented is because as long as we are consistent in what we're doing, the goal is going to be attained. Do we agree with that? Yes. So that's the legwork. That's the work that we have to do in ourselves, is to say, I'm going to be consistent enough in the work that I'm doing so that I can achieve my goal. A lot of people wake up on New Year's Day with what? Resolutions. Okay, resolutions. But with those resolutions, there's usually no legs on those resolutions. Do we agree? Now, there's absolutely actions that we're going to have to take if we become consistency oriented. So if we write down our goal, but then name it something that we want to be consistent with, if we can then be consistent, then we're going to achieve the goal that we're looking for, right? Do we agree with that? Yes. Great. So my testimony with that is that there was a day in the market that I earned $100,000 in a day. All right? Wow. $100,000 in a day, right? Now, at the time, I didn't have the consistency in play. I only had the goal in play, right? So I was able to hit the goal. I hit the goal. Boom. Excited about myself. I took a trip somewhere, enjoyed myself. And then over time, I started to think to myself, like, how can I make this consistent? How can I make $100,000 every day. And the truth of the matter is that that's not something that should be possible for you, right? That's not something that, let me not say possible, that's not something that you should be working towards every single day, okay? Because the consistency of being able to do that in the market, that's gonna essentially get you into a place where you start harming yourself with over leveraging yourself in your investments. And that's what I started to realize. I started to over leverage myself in order to hit that goal, right? And then I ended up falling short of that goal. Now, what happened to me is that I ended up deciding to change that behavior, right? But that change had to consist of me changing who I am. I had to become more consistent, okay? So there were areas in my life that I saw that needed improvement, that I had to start to deeply evaluate and say, how could I be consistent in the markets if I'm not consistent in my day-to-day living, okay? So throughout the entirety of my 20s, I never woke up before 5 a.m., not even once, okay? Now, every single day for me now, my body wakes up at 4 a.m. Why? Because I'm incentivized to do so, okay? The market opens, right, early in the morning. So you're able to trade and make money in the markets even before people wake up, okay? So what I started to do was I started to change my behavior as far as when I wake up in the morning and become consistent with it. And what I started to see was that I started to have more energy through the day. I could think clear. Most of my to-do list was pretty much done with before most people woke up. That then allowed me to even become a better trader. What you're hearing is self-mastery. Somebody say self-mastery. Self-mastery. Somebody say self-mastery. Self-mastery. Somebody say self-mastery. Self-mastery. Now, the reason as to why we want to master ourselves, master our lives, is because that's the level we need to operate for opulence. Okay? If you ask any multimillionaire, they have the deep understanding of self-mastery. That's why you see most of the more prominent individuals, even in the entrepreneur space, they do things like they're fit, they're eating the right foods, they're having good relationships with people, right? They're saying no to the wrong things and yes to the right things, and being very stoic in their approach to being successful. That's what we have to decide to become so that we can get the result that we're looking for. Do we agree? Yes. Great. So again, self-mastery is what allows you to operate in the opulence that you're looking for. A lot of us are not doing enough work into knowing who we are and how we can get our own selves to optimize as best as possible to get the outcome that we're looking for. Okay? If you've never asked yourself, what time of day is best to wake up so that I can be energized throughout the day, right? If we never ask ourselves that, then how are we going to be able to get the results that we're looking for on a consistent basis? This is what I learned through trading. I had to come to the market with the same mindset every single day in order to get the result I'm looking for coming out of it. So within all areas of our lives, we have to be people that are continually looking to self-master ourselves, right? And that's what actually builds up the confidence, okay? Somebody say confidence creates cash flow. Confidence creates cash flow. Confidence creates cash flow, guys. Confidence creates cash flow. Confidence creates cash flow. Confidence creates cash flow. Do we believe that Marvin is a confident individual? Yes. Yes, absolutely. However, this isn't a bad thing, by the way. Wait for me. However, this is the first time we've had an international mastermind. Is that true? Yes. Do we believe that Marvin potentially had maybe some doubts here and there about how it will go? Maybe? Possibly? Possibly, right? Now, here's what's interesting. Where are we right now? We're still here. We're still here. He had doubts about it potentially, but where are we right now? We're here. So did he allow those doubts to get in his way? No. Are you guys going to allow doubts to get in your way? No. Right. Now, because I love that, Tony. I love that energy. Now, because, and this is just an example, right? Because Marvin was able to ignore his doubts and fuel his beliefs, that allowed all of us here, right? All of us here to profit from that. Do we believe that? Yes. Because Marvin said no to the wrong things and right to the right things. Now we are all here benefiting from it. Do we believe that? Let's clap it up for Marvin, guys. Good stuff, good stuff. Yeah, we can stand, we can stand. Good stuff, good stuff. You guys can sit down. Good stuff. Now, the question is, right, we talked about this. We talked about the idea of we becoming money multipliers. Now, the idea is for this. You guys need to now transfer that energy into you guys being the one that says no to your doubts. So that you guys can create value for other individuals. Okay? The interesting about wealth is, I believe that wealth is God's way of incentivizing his people to care for the needs of others. Do you believe that? Wealth is God's way of incentivizing his people to care for the needs of others. Think about it. The most wealthy people in our society are people that impact multitudes. Okay? One of the first billionaires that we know in America was Bill Gates, right? This is before Elon, Jeff Bezos, whoever. Bill Gates founded Microsoft, right? Now, Microsoft is a company that is impacting nations. Somebody say, I impact nations. I impact nations. Somebody say, I impact nations. I impact nations. Somebody say, I impact nations. I impact nations. Now, all you have to do now is take the skill set that you have, think deeply about the type of people that you want to impact so that you can also be someone that impacts nations, right? That's how you can be in a scenario where your center of influence allows other individuals to profit as well, okay? The reason why, a lot of people ask, like, you're so successful trading, why do you allow yourself to be in business and, you know, have to deal with people and things like that? And I say to myself this, for me, the benefit of teaching people overrides all else, okay? I'm able to look at individuals and speak in such a way where they can demystify the markets so that they can also be in a situation like mine, okay? Where they're able to make money with money. Somebody say, I'm a money multiplier. I'm a money multiplier. Somebody say, I'm a money multiplier. I'm a money multiplier. Somebody say, I'm a money multiplier. I'm a money multiplier. Yeah. So here's what we need to do. We need to be in a situation where if there's any scenario that we can pick up our phones and call an individual that knows how to multiply money with money, we have to be those individuals. We have to be that person, all right? Because most of us, if we pick up our phone right now to call somebody that knows how to make money with money, especially in our community, we don't know those individuals, unfortunately. Do we agree with that? Unfortunately, we don't. Now, the object here is to become that individual, okay? Become the person that can be relied on by God himself to allow other individuals to profit off of your skill set as well, okay? And that's what we do with trading. We allow ourselves to be in a situation where we can enter into the markets, use our skill set, grab what we know is our portion, and then allow ourselves to gift everybody else, okay? Have everything taken care of for ourselves and our family members, okay? So, somebody say I'm a money multiplier. I'm a money multiplier. Somebody say I'm a money multiplier. I'm a money multiplier. Okay, so last thing here, guys. What we want to do is we want to last through the learning curve to get to the earning curve. Last through the learning curve to get to the earning curve. Okay? Last through the learning curve in order to get to the earning curve. We need to learn more about who we are. We need to learn about how we can operate as optimal as possible so that a lot of these excuses that we give ourselves don't allow us to fall into inertia, okay? We don't want to be intimate with our inertia anymore. We want to be mindful of our momentum. Somebody say, I'm mindful of my momentum. I'm mindful of my momentum. Somebody say, I'm mindful of my momentum. Somebody say, I'm mindful of my momentum. Excellent. So we need to be people that once we identify momentum in our lives, we want to continue to partner with it. Okay? If we see people that are also momentous in things that we desire to be momentous with, we should partner with them. We talked about here, again, using the example of being here with the wealth creators. Okay? Let me tell you something. I've known Marvin for several years now. Okay? And I've seen the multiplication, the momentum in his life. Okay? I've seen it. And that's as a result of being in the right place, making the right decisions, and partnering with the right people, right? Because Marvin partnered with me, and I'm the right person. Do we agree with that? Let's clap for that, guys. I love that. I love that. So I'm gonna leave you guys with that. All right. So again, let's repeat this three times. I'm a money multiplier. 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 Give yourselves a round of applause, guys.